I'd like to thank Bobby and Richard, first of all, for setting this up. It's I've been waiting since September 2013 for someone in High River to take some initiative, and when Bobby got a hold of me, this was welcome news for me. I'm a little disappointed with the turnout, but it is a sunny day, and if I had a choice of being in a park listening to me or golfing, I might be golfing. So I don't, as long as you people are here and you take this message and distribute it far and wide, I'll be a very happy man. I'd like to thank Lauren Gunner, Brian Lilley, and the Sun News Network for being there on the High River issue from day one. And I would like to really criticize the mainstream media for never really investigating this story and never really reporting this story. And it's a sad state of affairs when the cover-up that's going on at the federal level and at the provincial level is aided and abetted by the mainstream media. It's a sad, sad state of affairs, and it can't leave our country in a good stead in the future going ahead. The first thing I'd like to do is apologize on behalf of the RCMP. The RCMP veterans have contacted me from across Canada, and they're as upset as I am about what happened in your town. And they're telling me, how could this possibly happen? I go for coffee with them, and we go through the information, and they know some of these people that were involved, and they can't believe that the people that they were stationed with actually condoned and supported and defended these actions here in High River. It was absolutely incredible. So on behalf of the RCMP veterans that contacted me, and don't support kicking in doors, don't support breaking into the homes, 4,666 homes in High River, I would like to thank them. I would also like to tell you that don't hold the 273 Mounties that kicked in your doors and entered your homes and searched your homes and took your property. Don't hold those people as a standard for Mounties across Canada. They're not. We depend on these people to protect us every day, and I have great admiration and respect for the RCMP. I have no admiration and respect for the officers that ordered what went on here in High River. I don't have any respect for the ministers of the Alberta government that supported it, that hid it, that are still hiding today the information from me and from you, and from the newspapers, because I share the information with everybody. It's on two websites. It's on the National Firearms Association website. It's on the Canada Free Press website. You can go to them, type in my name in the search engine, and all of that stuff will come up. You will find out exactly all of the information that I found out. The Mounties were aided and abetted in their efforts in High River to break into 4,666 homes, not once, twice. They broke in during a period from the 20th of June to the 24th of June. On the 24th of June, the Canadian Armed Forces declared no further risk to life and limb in High River. They went on kicking in doors and entering homes at least till the 13th of July. The last gun was seized from a home on the 13th of July. They weren't searching for survivors. The survivors all of the damage was done early on. I could maybe excuse them if everything had stopped on the 24th of June, but it didn't. It just kept right on going. Something went horribly wrong in High River. I am so upset by what happened, because in a state of emergency, as Rick said, if it happens in Airdrie, is it going to happen to me? Is my home going to get kicked in? My door going to get kicked in? Am I going to be forced to evacuate? So anyways, I didn't want to get into a lot of my research because that's all available online. But I want to tell you, I've been contacting politicians and asking them what they are going to do about this issue. So I'll start with your local MP, or MLA, sorry. This is Wayne Anderson, I guess, the MLA for Highwood. He tells me he can't come to the meeting, although a few days earlier we found out that his schedule was clear. He couldn't come. So he said to me, and I'm going to read it, "Thank you for all the work you've done to continue to do advocating for gun owners, both in High River and across Alberta, as you seek a judicial review of the actions taken by the RCMP following the flood of 2013. Mr. Anderson," this is written by Melissa Whitney, his assistant. "Mr. Anderson is aware of your concerns and those of many residents of High River and has been working with Scott Sear, the Wild Rose Caucus Shadow Minister, for the Justice and Solicitor General to determine the first steps required to call for just such a review. In addition to advocating for a judicial review of the actions taken by the RCMP, Mr. Anderson has been in communication with Darren Bilius, Alberta's Minister of Municipal Affairs, regarding an independent review of the Alberta Emergency Management Act in an effort to better understand where are the weak points in the current legislation guiding the actions of the Emergency Management Act and make meaningful changes to the legislation to improve outcomes for future disasters. As progress has been seen on these fronts, I'll provide you with updates, and I will provide them on to you." And then he says he's otherwise engaged and can't make it today. This is my answer to your MLA. "Thanks for your email, Melissa. Glad to see you kept your job. Please be advised that I am advocating for justice on behalf of 4,666 High River homeowners who had their houses entered illegally twice, their houses searched without permission and without warrant, not just the 112 High River homeowners that had their guns seized by the RCMP's illegal acts. The RCMP kicked in doors, entered homes without properly delegated authority, searched those homes illegally, but they did so with the full knowledge and cooperation and support of the provincial government, including the Minister of Municipal Affairs, the Justice Minister, and the Premier of Alberta. This is especially true for all the illegal entries, unwarranted searches and seizures that occurred after June 24th and again after June 27th, when a provincial state of emergency was declared by the provincial government in High River. It bears repeating that the last firearm was seized by the RCMP on July 13th, 2013, long after there was any threat to human life in High River. A judicial inquiry is desperately needed to rebuild the trust in High River and to assure all Canadians that this unprecedented violation of charter rights and freedoms will never occur in any other community in Canada by any police force ever. Only when the whole truth is known, the people responsible held fully accountable, a sincere apology by every organization involved, and the Alberta Emergency Management Act amended, at the very least as recommended by the Alberta Property Rights Advocate, will we stop advocating for the people of High River. When the RCMP and the Department of National Defence are through playing their games with their pitiful responses to my access to information requests, I will be taking them to federal court under the Access to Information Act. One way or another, they are going to have to explain themselves before a judge. Mr. Anderson's job, together with Brian Jean and Scott Sear, is to make sure the provincial officials in charge of this fiasco are also held to account. You can count on me to help you in your efforts to defend the rights of High River residents and have the government officials responsible atone for the rights violations they foisted on the people of High River while keeping them out of their homes for far too long by the inappropriate use of force." And I've used up all of my time, but I've also got a response from the Justice Department in Alberta. It wasn't the minister's response. If it was, I would read that for you. But she passed on the job to her PhD, the Associate Solicitor General for the province, a guy by the name of Clark. He defended the RCMP's actions in High River and basically said, "There's nothing to see here. Go away."